Was having one of those days. Actually, I wasn't having one of those days. I was having a great day. And I ended the day going to pick up my son from baseball practice, high school baseball practice. And can I be honest with you guys? I'm always honest with you guys, but I haven't been in the best of moods because I was supposed to be coaching the high school baseball team this year, which was, for a lot of reasons, a big deal for me. I hate admitting that. I hate admitting that not getting that job frustrates me. But I had to suck it up, and it wasn't that I lost the job. I actually did get the job. And at the last moment, for whatever reason, probably due to poor planning, the school opted to go with teachers to coach. Now, that would be okay if these teachers were experienced coaches and know a lot about baseball, but they are not. And I don't blame them because it's not their fault. They were asked if they could step in. They gladly stepped in to help. And the rest is history. Well, at least I thought. I'm going to keep this episode short because it's actually a good story, a really good story. And this is for anybody who ever asked me, how do you know God's real? And I tell these people, because I know what he's done in my life. I know where I was and I know where I am today. And I know what God has done in my life to turn things around. And that only happened when I gave myself to the Lord. So, this is episode 142 of the Perfect Mess podcast, by the way. Moving right along. So, I go to take, my ex-wife drops off my son to high school baseball practice, and then I'm scheduled to pick him up. And I haven't been wanting to go to the practice to watch the team, partially because I'm still a little irritated, and the other part is because I didn't want to be that dad who's at the field just critiquing. I'm very critical about baseball because it's the sport that I love the most, and it's a sport that, I know football like the back of my hand, but I also know baseball, and I love both the sports. I love coaching both, but baseball is just, I don't know, I just love this game. So I'm very critical about it. So I haven't gone out to the practices because I just know that to be honest with you, I know it's a shit show. It's not organized. They're not sure whether they're going to have a JV or varsity or if they're just going to have one. They're not sure how many kids are going to be there. It kind of fluctuates. And I don't want to be there and my son feel pressure because he knows I'm watching and I'm a little irritated. Although I'm not the dad that embarrasses his kid. So please don't listen to this and think, oh man, he's one of those baseball dads. I'm not. I am not known for embarrassing my kids. I am not known for haggling them and being over their shoulder when they're playing. I'm not known for any of that. But I just want this year to be simple and easy for my son. And so I just kind of played the back role. He knows I was supposed to get the job. He knows I wanted the job, and it just didn't work out. So I go today, and I'm watching the kids, as there's probably 20 minutes left in practice, and I actually walk up. There's some parents off to the right, and I go to the left, kind of just to be on my own, and I'm just observing practice. And I probably shouldn't have showed up. I couldn't, man. I immediately started texting uh, my travel ball coach that I coach with, Antoine, and I just told him, I said, it's disheartening to watch this high school team uh, struggle at practice. There's no organization. It's kind of all over the place. The poor guy that is out there coaching, he's in over his head, to be honest. And he's trying. He's giving his time to these kids, but you could see, they've lost a few players because there were players that could actually play, and they were like, if we're not going to have an actual real coaching staff, then we're just not going to be here. That sucks. And then just watching what was going on in the field is just, not only were there things that were going on that were, risk hazards, like where people can get hurt, but everybody was just, there was no energy at all. There was no energy. And that frustrates me because I'm big on energy. Anybody who knows me, I'm a very intense person when it comes to coaching. Very passionate. So I was a little frustrated. Not saying a little. I was very frustrated. And practice wrapped up, and then one of the dads came over that is a good friend of mine, and I didn't know he was there. And he came up and he said, "I was watching you from over there." He's like, "I can see it all over your face, man." He goes, "Frustrating, huh?" I said, "Yeah, man. It's pretty bad. Doesn't have to be that way, but it's that way." And he's like, "I know." Uh, the coach comes around and he says, "Hey, I got the schedule. If you guys want the schedule." He's an older gentleman, nice guy. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take a schedule." And I grabbed one and then shook his hand. I introduced myself. And then I noticed a lot of the kids weren't wearing baseball pants. Some of them were wearing jeans. That alone just grinded me. So that was the first thing that I wanted to address with my son, because our travel ball coach, Antoine, was like, "Hey," because I told him that some of the kids were wearing jeans. He's like, "Dude, I got a ton of baseball pants. Find out what sizes the kids are, how many you need, and I'll bring them to the next to the other practice for the other team. I'll bring them, give them to you, and you can give them to those kids, so the parents don't have to spend money." I'm like, "Dude, that would be amazing." So I told my son, I said, "Hey, you have a group chat with all your friends on the team?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Do me a favor, message everybody, find out who needs baseball pants, what size, all of that. Find out and tell them that your dad is going to pick some up from your travel ball coach, and their parents don't have to spend any money." He said, "All right." So we get a bunch of kids that replied immediately. They're like, "I need this size, da 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 da." So that was the first step. He's like, "Dad, everybody's responding." I'm like, "All right, cool, good." So we get the list. I send it to my buddy Antoine, and we're gonna put these pants together for these kids. I told my son, I said, "There's a reason why I had you do that." He said, "Why?" I said, "Look at me," because he was looking at his phone. I said, "Look at me." I said, "For leadership, for you to show ownership of this team. You're a freshman, and there's a few seniors there. There's some juniors. There's some freshmen and sophomores. But the fact that you are proactive, taking the lead on this, helping your teammates, saying, 'Hey, I can get you guys pants. What size do you need?' And using your resources, you are showing leadership. You are showing that you care about this team, and you are showing your teammates that you want to help." I said, "This is a very big thing for you as a freshman. This is a very good impression, and this is something that's going to teach you how to be a leader." I said, "We've been working on this with you for years, okay? This is what I've been teaching you. Now that you're in high school, this is what I want you to grow on. I want you to do great in school, great in everything that you're doing, but I want you to be more comfortable with being the leader, taking the reins on certain things and doing it. And he said, okay, Dad. So we did that. And then he was like, the team looked really bad, huh? And I said, yeah. I go, let me ask you something. The principal told me, because I said, I'll go out there for no money, since this is going to be just a shit show of a season. I'll go out there for no money to help. Let me know. And they still kind of were like, well, if the coaches, because at that time there was two coaches. If the coaches need help, they'll let you know. And if they do, then there's some paperwork you need to do. So I left it alone because they already had a couple of coaches. But what I found out was one of the coaches was not coming back. He's just kind of like too busy and hasn't been there. So it's just been this guy by himself with all these kids. So I told my son, I said, look, that's what the principal said to me. Do you think your coach needs help? He says, yeah, badly. I said, look, I'm not trying to inject myself into your season. Do you think that I should tell him I'm willing to help? I said, do you want me out there? And he said, Dad, we need you. We need help. We need somebody who knows baseball. I said, okay, then let's do this. Send an email to your coach/teacher right now. Let him know that your father is the guy he met tonight, that he's willing to come on and help, and that the principal had said that was possible as long as the coach said he needed help, and then there would be forms to fill out and whatnot. We can move forward. And so I helped him type that email. He was typing it, and I was telling him what to say. And we sent that off, and he goes, thanks, Dad. And I go, well, we'll see what happens. Literally within 15 minutes, the guy called me, left a message. He emailed me. He emailed my son back, and he said, I would love some help. I would love for your dad to come on board. I would love for him to be an assistant and / volunteer to help. I could use the help. And he goes, this is my first year coaching high school baseball. I don't really know much. I'm doing the best I can. He goes, but I could definitely use help. And he told me on my voicemail that this basically the same thing, carbon copy of what the email said, and just said, I really appreciate you reaching out. There is some paperwork that needs to be done, but I could definitely use your help. And I looked at my son, and my son got really excited. And his mom also got excited. And the crazy thing is she says, this was supposed to happen. This was God's plan. It didn't happen the way that it should have happened, but God is still finding a way to make it happen. And the way that you are passionate about coaching and wanting to help the team, not just your son, but the team and these kids, it shows, and God's rewarding that. And that part is different, because to hear her speak like that, with regards to God and him making things happen, hasn't always been a thing. And to me, I can appreciate that. And that just tells me that we've come a long way. And I am so appreciative of her looking at things in that way, from that angle. And it's that because that's the way I look at things. And that is a new thing for this family. And yes, I say family, even though her and I are divorced, we are still bonded by our children that we have together. So we are still a family, because our main interest is raising young, strong, healthy young men, and getting these kids through school, getting them through college, and preparing them for life. So we are a team. So we are still a family, and that's never going to change. Um, and I think I've shared that with you guys. Like, you have kids with somebody, you go through life, and you have all these things that go on, you know, with marriage and babies and all that stuff. You are connected for life. Doesn't matter how you feel about this person. You're connected for life. So you might as well figure out how to navigate it in the most respectful, peaceful way that is beneficial for both of you and your children. And that's what we're doing. Um, but my son gave me a big hug, and he said, "All right, Dad." He jokingly says, "Dad, save our school." I gave him a big hug, and then I pulled away and I grabbed his face and I said, "You know I'm only doing this for you, right? You know I'm doing this because I love you and because I want you to have the best experience there. And I want, in order to do that, um, I want you to be on a team that at least has a chance to compete. We may not be that great, but let's at least have a chance. You know what I mean? The kids deserve that. They don't deserve what the school did and dumping on them and just kind of they the school blatantly showed that they didn't care about the baseball program. And to me that sucks because I think if they did show that they cared about it, these kids would be more fired up. So with that being said, um, I am going to go through the process of filling out the forms. I'm going to go through the process of, having to do the background check and do all that stuff. I got to get certified on a few things. And then I will be coming on board to help my son's high school baseball team. By the way, he's going to be playing varsity at as a freshman. So this is going to be quite the year. So I am, when I say today was a good day, it was, that's an understatement. It was a great day. And like my ex-wife said, this is God working. This is not the way it was supposed to happen, but it's still happening on a different level, but it's still happening. And the cool thing was one of the guys who coached Independence already called me earlier tonight, and he said, "Man, what is going on? What's going on with the school? What happened?" And started kind of telling me the backstory on a bunch of stuff there. And then when I told him, he was like, "Yes, man, I am so excited for you." People were calling me, telling me they didn't have a coach. That he's like, "Wait a minute, my guy, you have a coach. You have a great coach. My guy got the job." He goes, "And then I heard they went another route at the last minute." And I said, "Yeah, but we're good now. I think we're good now." And I don't know, man, to have the support of guys who've kind of been around the block, coaching at a high school level, and for these guys to really come to go to bat for you guys, for me, is special. I got text messages from some parents that are, I mean, to be honest, they're like fuck yeah, man, please turn this thing around. And I don't know, man, it made me feel good. Uh, I love the game, man. I love it so much. I love this school. This school is where I went to. School is where I played ball. Um, and it just means so much to me to even be a part of it in a little small way, whatever I can do to help. And maybe at some point it turns into something bigger. But like I always say, man, I may not have everything I want, but I got everything I need. And I wanted a little bit more, but God's given me what I need, and I'm okay with that. So today was a great day. I'm going to leave it at that, man. Keep it short. I love you guys. My website is raymolina.com. Please make sure to check it out, bookmark it. You can listen to the podcast. You can read all my blogs that I write, uh, see my book reviews. There's an online store there you can buy merchandise. Once again, that's raymolina.com. TikTok and Instagram for the podcast is at the Perfect Mess Pod. And the TikTok and Instagram for myself, my personal pages, is at It's Ray Molina. And I'm on YouTube, youtube.com/@theperfectmesspod. If you are there, please subscribe, hit that notification bell to get all notifications of every time I put up a new video. We are officially at 103 subscribers now, so we are growing. Very slow, but we are growing. And I'm pretty happy, and I'm very thankful. If you're watching right now on YouTube and you're a new subscriber, thank you so much. Please continue to share all the videos that I put up, especially the shorts. I noticed that anytime some clips or shorts are made from the podcast, that's when new subscribers come, and that's where the views come from. So thank you so much. What else? I'm back on Snapchat. You can find me on Snapchat. I was listening to a podcast, and this guy was like, you have a podcast, you need to be on Snapchat. It is not dead. So I'm back on Snapchat. Find me there, probably through my phone number, or just search the Perfect Mess Podcast. You'll find me. And so I'm there. I am on, gosh, man, I'm on Twitter at I am Ray Molina. I am on Threads. I am on everything, just because I am being told exhaust all possibilities and grow this thing out. So that's what I'm doing. And again, I'm on Rumble as well. So find me on Rumble. All right. That's all I got. If you'd like to donate, aid is not a requirement, but for those of you who keep asking, who just want to show love, I appreciate you guys. If you want to donate, I have a Cash App. It's $ It's Ray Molina. I also have Venmo. That is at It's Ray Molina. All right. I have Zelle as well, but those are the two that I mainly use. And if you want Zelle, just send me a message and I'll give you my Zelle. All right. That's it. That's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please share it. And like I always say, my life isn't perfect. Oftentimes it is a mess, but for me, it is the perfect mess. Peace.